Hi, this is Chris from the Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from Political Voices Network.
Is this the most hilarious thing that they're blaming Democrats for not saving Kevin McCarthy?
I tried my best to be upset. I really did. I was trying to find strategically, this is probably a wrong move. Maybe Democrats did it, and I just couldn't do it because every time I even had half a thought like that, McCarthy would come out and speak. And he would actually talk into a microphone. I go, no, bye. No. There is no strategic value to this idiot being anywhere near a microphone, much less being a speaker, much less being in the House.
Yeah.
It's just absurd.
Yeah.
The man is absurd. He talks like a condescending substitute teacher. What we're going to try to do this morning is keep our smiling while the school's on fire. And
I just wanted to shoot a spitball at you. There you go. Okay.
All right. To the principal's office with 2 more times. Yeah, Steph.
You retweeted Jim Jordan. Jim Jordan said, secure the border, get spending under control, fix the institution, unify the party. And you said, notice he doesn't say unify the country.
Right.
Yeah. Of course not.
Right. Yeah, it's an absurdity. I love that. It sounded, when I read that, I was like, honest to God, as someone who speaks Chinese, that sounds like a CCP tweet. Yeah. That sounds like something you'd read on Weibo. Or WeChat in China. Yeah. Unify the party? Good Lord, man. Where's your Stalin mustache at this point?
Yeah. Well, and meanwhile, you tweeted student loans. Biden announces $9 billion of debt relief as payments resume. Right. I can't imagine this is not going to impact voting in 2024. That Biden is just getting stuff done on top of, over and over. And the Republicans...
Stacking wins like cordwood.
I said yesterday how I can't imagine anyone looking at what happened this week and going, yep, Republicans, that's my party.
Yeah, no, well, they know that as well. That's why they're trying to, tourniquet voting wherever they can, limit everybody's ability to express themselves, use, 2 basic issues, border and energy costs, as a way to, to push the fear button that they've used for years, by the way. This isn't brand new. This is stuff I remember from when Reagan ran, for crying out loud. Like OPEC, literally Jimmy Carter versus Reagan was based on the fact that the Saudis manipulated the oil market to squeeze Americans so that we wouldn't side with the guy who was supporting Israel at the time and being a lot better about Middle East peace and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Literally putting Middle East peace together for a guy who would focus more on the Cold War and dividing and spending a lot of America's money on military stuff, which was Ronald Reagan. That they knew that was the plan. It's the plan right now. The Saudis are no different today. They know that they jack up the price.
I keep warning. I keep warning that. I just was saying, what did I pay? $6.50 a gallon the other day, and people keep talking about it. They're a lot smarter than me, but they're like, if you don't think Putin and MBS are going to jack up gas prices before the election as much as they can to help Trump, then you're crazy.
That's precisely it. And he'll be able to promise anybody. The fact that he promises I could change it on day one means it's not an organic change, and he's involved in manipulation of the market and these guys. That is the sign. Because no one would ever say that about a giant economic aspect of, as high as energy or food production, any of that kind of stuff. Because we all know it's slow. If it's organic and genuine, the cost and the shift in supply and demand. He knows it's a trick. It's a manipulation of the market.
Yeah. So we were talking about how despicable this entire party is, that now they're apparently they're leaking stuff about Matt Gaetz, who they've always known is a rapist and sex trafficker.
Right.
Allegedly.
Right. According to his buddy who made fake IDs specifically so underage girls could travel out of the state, in his confession letter, of which I believe the Daily Beast has 2 printed copies and 1 handwritten copy, both verified.
I'm doing my new allegedly like Mr. Ed. Allegedly. Okay. Yeah, I have to say it legally, but they didn't. There's no rules as to what tone I need to use when I say it.
You can make air quotes. Right. And
what happens? My point is, they always know how despicable he was. Hal. It's only now because they're mad at him for getting rid of their stupid rat king that they're like, oh, now we want him gone too. I mean, they kick Pelosi and Hoyer out of their offices in a vindictive snit because Nancy Pelosi told the caucus not to save McCarthy. I mean, they're just. Yeah. I was saying, isn't that like admitting they are incapable of governing? Like, please help us. Can't.
I would go beyond incapable. I would just say not uninterested. Yeah. The mantra of all Republican campaigns is Government can't do anything right. Elect me and I'll prove it.
Yeah.
They have no interest in functioning government, and especially when you stack up Reagan's 11 scariest words and Grover Norquist's drown the government in a bathwater, whatever, in a bathtub. That idea, you stack those over time. There is no philosophy of governing that you can grow out of that kind of dirt that amounts to a hill that has any value to it all.
Yeah.
You can't. They're not interested in governing. They are the party of sort of tacit Rand Paul libertarianism, which is the point is burn it down from the inside. The problem is they have two groups that want to do that. One that think they've got this fantasy of libertarianism, and the other that frankly works for Putin. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
They are categorically working on behalf of where the donor money is coming from overseas through the NRA, through other sources. But they want the government gone. They want all law enforcement. They want the FBI to stand down, and not because it's going after Trump, but because it stops spies and all kinds of corporate espionage.
Gates is getting Madison Cawthorn, as we like to call it.
Yeah.
But, same thing. It's because Madison Cawthorn spoke out about, people in his own party. And so this is why, they've always known who Gates is, just like they knew who Cawthorn was.
Yeah,
but now they're like,
now he gets gone just as long as he gets gone.
Yes.
At a certain point, again, it's not our job to wipe their noses.
Yeah. But I was saying, both sides do not do it. I was saying the difference with the Robert Menendez thing is most Democrats have now called on him to step down. Lawrence O'Donnell went off last night on, which might make things frosty in the hallway with Alicia Menendez, but still, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
She knows.
Yeah, she knows.
She knows.
But yeah, I didn't even know this part is that Menendez's wife hit and killed someone, a pedestrian, in her car. Federal prosecutors say that incident served as an impetus for one of the bribes the senator received. The fatal collision came to light in a Wednesday report by the New York Times, which noted after a brief questioning, police concluded she was not at fault. A witness at the time said the officers at the scene appeared to know who she was and treated her with striking deference. They never did a drug or alcohol test. And then prosecutors alleged the couple was so eager to replace the damaged Mercedes, the senator attempted to squash an unrelated criminal prosecution of one of his co-defendants in exchange for a $60,000 Mercedes. So, I mean, Lawrence O'Donnell went off. Again, most prominent Democrats have already called on him to resign.
Right. Yeah, we didn't. No, we bet. I would argue that in the case of, say, even Al Franken, we might even be too quick to prove that we have a regular standard. But in the case of Menendez, there's no excuse. He needs to be gone. We have plenty of other Democrats in the area that can take that seat and do great work with it, and we don't, and that don't have, I guess, some sort of seniority leverage.
They'll keep George Santos forever if they can. I mean, there is no, I mean, go ahead. Sorry.
We bounce a senator, and we are going to. That's what's going to happen. The Democrats are going to get rid of Menendez. They are not going to allow him to run. He's gonna be primaried, and he's going to lose. And he if he isn't removed beforehand, and they're afraid to lose one House seat.
Yeah,
that's how narrow and lacking in mandate their leader, their edge is in the House. And mark my words, they're going to lose the House next year.
Yeah.
They're going to lose the House. They're not going to gain seats in the Senate. Absolutely not. And we're going to retain the presidency.
Yeah.
And that one of the reasons why they're running Pelosi out of her office is because their last time to walk around their old high school before they graduate and never get to go back without a restraining order.
Yay! I like my liberals happy clappy, which is why he's my favorite sexy liberal. SexyLiberal.com. Get those tickets. You've got to see Hal Sparks live. You've got to see him live. I'm telling you, on stage, October 21st, Saban Theater with Rob Reiner and Ron Perlman and Glenn Kirschner. I mean, that is an alpha liberal lineup, man.
Huge, honest to God.
Yeah.
I mean, can I be the beauty that night since Ron's going to be there?
Yes.
It'd be my one opportunity. I'll let my hair down and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember the first show we did with you and John and your Jesus hair and me with my new hair extensions. They were like, "Oh my God, it looks like the touring version of hair."
Did you get naked though?
Except without the nudity.
Well, we're buck naked as well. That was a special.
You and I.
A special one. That was the OnlyFans version, and I thought it was a big moneymaker.
I just had a magical idea. You know our world famous teabagging demonstration we started Sexy Liberal with you and I because we had to demonstrate because I didn't know what teabagging teabagging was either at the time.
Yeah. I was happy to fill you in.
Thank you. I have a new idea. Boberting. We need to reenact the Lauren Boebert theater scene from Beetlejuice.
We will, however, can we get one of those Aruga horns? You know what I'm talking about? So Chris can stand off on wank, wank. You know, a good old harpo horn that. Now mine does that.
And can I get a slide whistle for when I do the handy J? Just woo.
Yeah, right, like a theremin. Yeah. Yeah, if I get an erection, you'll be able to do the Star Trek theme. It'll be great.
I like it. Okay. It's the comedy version of the Boberting.
Oh, God.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, we have to do a zip and a boing.
It's like
hang on.
Start our own like Bobert jug band. Boing, 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 boing.
Hang on, we're workshopping this. Hang on, here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Slide whistle. Oh, yep.
Doink, doink, doink.
Come on, Foley guy. Thank you. Okay. You can tell I haven't done one in a while. Look at me doing this. What
is that?
Like I'm a squeegee guy.
What is that? What are you doing?
I don't know.
You don't pet it.
No. Don't you?
No.
No.
I've had dogs. I've had dogs for a long time, and not penises.
I mean, you can, but it's really not
less efficient than
good penis.
Yes, it is much less efficient.
Yeah.
Good penis.
She's easing her way into it, guys. I don't. It's kind of like somebody coming out of a stutter. You got to let they don't jump on them the second they make a little bit of progress. Just let it go. They'll find their own pace. It's totally fine. Eventually, I will get up and go to the kitchen and get something to drink.
All right,
but
so we've got this all planned. We're going to do the Boberting thing at the beginning of panel before we invite our fancy guests out.
Yeah, I think that's wise. I think that's wise.
Agree.
There it is, my first drink of the day, Z-Biotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic. Many of you know my story. I stopped drinking wine for 3 years during COVID, during the lockdown as part of a health reset. Now I drink wine in moderation, but this is an amazing new product. I've always believed in probiotics. And Z-Biotics, check this out. You drink just one of these. It's the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. I am using this and I feel great in the morning. I don't have to worry if I have an extra glass of wine, I still feel great in the morning. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. I've always had acid reflux problems. It is this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Z-Biotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. All I know is it works. It is Z-Biotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic. Go to zbiotics.com/politicalvoices or scan the QR code on the screen right now.